This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Skip Money.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast of the Tri-Cities in Western North Carolina and Southwest Virginia. So today, I'm really excited to have a special guest with us in the studio that's never been here before, and so I'm really excited to learn all about her and her enterprise. And so I'm sure you will be as well, because today I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Miss Holly Fisher, who is the owner-operator of Fisher Creative. Holly, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Skip. Happy to be here.
Well, we're thrilled, like I said, thrilled to have you with us, joining us today, and really excited to learn all about what you do. So why don't you kick us off by telling us about your business?
Sure, happy to. So yes, my business is Fisher Creative Marketing. I'm based in Asheville, North Carolina, but work with folks really all over the country, helping them make sense of their marketing, essentially. So I'm really focused on helping folks with marketing strategy and messaging and creating marketing plans that we can really execute on so that they can grow their business. And I've been certified in the story brand marketing framework for a number of years. So I love using that with businesses to help them get some clarity around how they talk about their business and interact and solve problems with customers. And I'm also an unreasonable hospitality coach. So we can really look at how to transform those customer experiences, make that a real competitive advantage for your business and part of your marketing toolkit.
Very cool. Now, do you do a lot of, I imagine, a lot of digital marketing, I would think?
Yeah, most of what I'm doing is helping folks with kind of building those foundational strategies and messaging and plans. And then we can roll that out into things like websites, email campaigns, social media content. So it really just kind of depends on the business and what their needs are. But a lot of it is in the website space, maybe a website revamp or refresh. And I'm a big fan of email marketing. So really try to encourage clients to get going on email marketing as well.
Very good. So, and that's a world that's changing. It has changed so much over the last, even just 5 years, but 10, 15, 20 years.
Yes.
How did you get into the creative business?
I'm a little bit of an accidental business owner and marketer, actually. I was a newspaper reporter for many years. It's the first part of my career. I have a journalism degree and a master's in mass communication, and worked in the journalism business for quite some time. And then if anybody wants to think back to late 2008, that was a rather challenging time for our economy and for those of us who were in the newspaper business. So after a job layoff, I ended up pivoting into marketing and public relations, and was working in Charleston, South Carolina at the time, and ended up launching my business there in November of 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're in good company. I'm an old print guy myself. And 2008 was a very difficult time, and it's not gotten any easier since then.
No, unfortunately it hasn't. So I still am able to use a lot of those same, journalism skills of interviewing people and getting to know their businesses, and then taking a lot of content and distilling it down into something usable and readable and that connects with their audience. So it's a lot of the same kind of work, just in a little different format.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree. So what are some myths or misconceptions in marketing today?
Marketing is hard for businesses, I think, because there's so much, right? It's really easy for them to get overwhelmed. There's just like a million different ways that you can go. And I think a lot of businesses wind up thinking that they can do a lot of that themselves, right? It's like, well, great, I can do my own social media, or I can use AI to help me with things, or I can build my own website in something like Squarespace. And there are a lot of things you can do yourself. And that's a great way for people when they're first getting started. But at some point, you're going to need someone with some professional expertise to really come in and help you build a solid marketing foundation, to help guide your decisions and make sure that you're actually doing the things that are helping you grow your business, and not just kind of chasing after the shiny new marketing tool, or something that, somebody told you on Instagram that you should be doing. And maybe it's really not the best thing for your business. So doing some of the things yourself, but really having that thought partner and that strategic advisor alongside of you who can really help you guide those decisions.
Very good. Now, pardon me. You do marketing, and obviously you realize how important marketing is to every business.
Yeah.
So, who are your target customers, and how do you reach them?
Yeah, great question. So I tend to work with a lot of smaller, kind of smaller businesses, work with a lot of solopreneurs, typically folks who have been in business for a few years. Maybe they've been in business for 3, 5+ years. Maybe they did do a lot of the marketing themselves when they first got started. And now they're at a point where they're like, man, I really want to get more leads. I really want to professionalize, right, the marketing that I'm doing. Maybe their website doesn't look so great or isn't really generating a lot of traffic or leads for them. So usually it's folks that are kind of at a point where they're going, okay, I really need some help. I'm not really sure what's next. I'm not really sure what the best direction is for my marketing. Because at the end of the day, you really do want your marketing to grow your business. We don't want to just be kind of doing the spaghetti marketing approach, as we call it sometimes, right? Just throwing it against the wall to see what sticks, right? We really need to figure out what makes sense for you and your business. So those are folks that I love to work with. Again, a lot of folks in the service-based industries, but folks in all sorts of industries are really fun. I love getting to learn about people's businesses.
Same. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Have outside of work, if there is outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing CrossFit for 15 years. And so sometimes people are like, is that for fun? But it is for fun. I love that. Also love living here in Western North Carolina, where honestly I can just be outside, hiking in the mountains, just, really love being outside and spending some time, outdoors with my family. And you might find me, reading a really good mystery novel in some free time too.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you live in a beautiful place. We do. We live in an absolutely amazing place
Yes.
with so many options of fun things to do. Time with
Mhm.
family is always the best answer, though. So
Yeah.
you did good there,
That's right. That's right.
especially if your husband watches. If let's change gears for just a second. Can you think of a hardship or a life challenge, whether professionally or personally, that
Mhm.
you've overcome and how it made you stronger in the end?
Mhm.
Anything come to mind?
Well, I'd say we mentioned earlier, we touched on this briefly when I mentioned that I was laid off from my journalism job and kind of made that pivot into marketing. And so I think anybody that's been in that situation, that's really hard to deal with, right? One day you have a job and the next day you don't. And so especially in that situation where the whole industry was really struggling. So it wasn't just my job and it was like, great, I'll just go to another place and find another job. There really weren't jobs, right? So it was like, okay, I'm going to have to rethink what I'm doing, and really rethink my path, at least for the foreseeable future. And so again, that's where I was able to just kind of make that shift into doing a lot of marketing. I did a lot of public relations work as well. Again, kind of putting those journalism skills to good use and just kind of making that shift. And it really, led me to starting my own business and having a lot of great interactions with clients over the last almost 14 years.
Wow, very cool. So familiar. That story is so familiar. I'm telling
I'm sure for a lot of people, yeah.
you, absolutely. Well, if Holly, if you could think of one thing that you would like our listeners to remember about Fisher Creative, what would that be?
Yeah, great question. I think just that one of the things that I love is really getting to know people's businesses and really coming along beside them as a marketing partner, as someone who you really feel like you can have like on your team. I really enjoy building relationships with clients, whether that's for a short-term project or even over the long term. We can work together to really grow their business and improve their marketing. And so for folks that feel like they are maybe floundering a little bit with their marketing, trying to figure out where to go next, I would love to come alongside and help them figure it out.
All right. Very good thing to remember.
Yeah.
And for those, small businesses that might be watching, or individuals are intrigued and need help, and it's like, you know what, I don't have time to do my own social media marketing or marketing period. How can they learn more?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, which is fisher-creative.com. Be happy for folks to schedule a free discovery call, and we can just talk a little bit about their business and how I might be able to help. And I'm on Fisher Creative Marketing on most of the social networks as well, if folks want to follow along there.
Very good. Very good. Well, I can't tell you, Holly, how much I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with me and with our listeners. And we hope moving forward that you, your family, and your business and clients do very well, and wish all the best.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. This was a fun conversation. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, loved having you, and maybe we can get you back on the show sometime.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptry-cities.com. That's gnptry-cities.com, or call 423-719-5873.